Hello students, this is the first time we are interacting this way and we welcome you all for your class 11. So I'm Dr.Sweta Sharma and I'm your physics teacher. So before we start with our class, before we start with our general class, I have something very special to share with you all. Now what exactly I want to let you know that when you are in class 11 physics, and whatever you have done till now, you have completed your physics in class 10 also. Must have completed with many of the chapters in class 10, but when you come to class 11 you will find that things are not that same. You are getting a jump, and this is a really high jump. So in order to help you with your problems, in order to make you comfortable with your problems, so that you find the way easy, we all are there for your help. So if you have any problems, you can easily, you have got your WhatsApp group. In that group you can send a message and I'll just see to it and I'll help you. We will be having a class with the module system, and in the module system, if required, I'll give you the notes also, so that you don't find any problem in doing any of the chapter. Now still, if you find it difficult, you're free to write the message in the WhatsApp group, and then accordingly I'll see and I will be there for your help. Okay, so before we start with class 11 physics, there are basic things that I want to tell you all, I want to share with you all, that when you do with class 11 physics, what becomes extremely important is your attitude towards your studies. Be very sincere, go for the self-study. I would recommend go for the self-studies simply for ISC exams and all. Don't depend on any other external factors, because when you are there with your self-studies, when you are there with your book, you find things very easy for you. Time to time I'll be giving you, if you have purchased the book, it's good. The book that has been prescribed to you, I think you might have seen, is one is the Newton physics that we generally follow for ISC. Apart from Newton physics, there are two references books which has been given to you. One is H.C. Verma, Concepts of Physics by H.C. Verma. It will be a great help for you, and the concepts are indeed very good. So that is part 1 has been given, and there is another one book that I would suggest if you want some extra help for your competitive examinations, because now this is the high time you need to study for your competitive examinations. So in order to cater the needs of the competitive examinations, there is one more book that I have given as a reference book, that is D.C. Pandey, so from Arihant Publications. My general way of communicating is that we'll find the class easy, you understand, you ask, and if you have anything, we can get it solved. That is how we are going to get it done. Okay. Now before we start with our class, this is a general introduction class. Let me tell you what exactly we have for physics and how we are going to proceed with it. Generally there are 2 papers in physics, because you will be giving the question paper for the final will come from the board. So definitely you should know the pattern of the question paper, and at the same time you should also know the syllabus very nicely, so that you complete your work on time and without any hassle. Now here when you see, if you get to see the first page, the blueprint is given in most of the ISC books, but then again I will give in my notes I will provide you with the syllabus as well as the blueprint, so that you can see and then get adjusted. The first thing is that you look into the syllabus. When you start with physics, first go through the syllabus. There will be some topics which are very new to you, but there are some topics which you have already done in your earlier classes. So just make yourself comfortable with the topics at least, so it will be a help. First thing. The second thing is that if you get to see class 11 physics, it's of 100 marks total, but then again there is a paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is theory paper, and it is of 70 marks. It is of 70 marks. Paper 2 is your practical paper, that is of 30 marks. Now you will be doing your practicals in the lab, so that be very sincere when you do with the practicals. Be on your toes, be very specific about completing your projects, be very specific about completing your practicals on time, because these marks will matter. 5 marks will be there for your copy, or the copy in which you are writing the experiments. 15 marks is for your the exams, the practical exams that you will have, and then the 10 marks is for the project. So altogether 30 marks over there. But for class for paper 1, that is the theory paper, here what you have got 10 chapters. I have written on the board, and just let me explain what are the chapters that you have. Along with the marks, I would like to tell you. So we have got physical world. The first you can see, the first topic that we have is the physical world and measurement. When you do with the physical world and measurement, you are going to do with the dimensional analysis, you are going to do with the errors and measurement. So all these things will come in physical world and measurement. Then we do with the kinematics. When you do with the kinematic, that is motion in 1D, then you have scalars and vectors, then you have projectiles. All these things will come in the kinematics parts. Then we have the laws of motion, and these 3 chapters, the physical world, kinematics, laws of motion, will have the total marks that is being allotted is 23. The pattern of the question I will discuss little late, but before that just let me tell you the marks distribution for each chapter, how it has been distributed. For these 3 chapters we have got the total marks as 23. Next, work, energy, power, motion of system of particles. Work, energy, power, motion of system of particles and rigid body. You will be finding something very new in this chapter. You are going to do with the moment of inertia. So in this category, along with the gravitation, the total marks that has been allotted is 17 marks for this 3 chapters. Then we have properties of bulk matter. When you do with the properties of bulk matter, you will study about viscosity, you will study about surface tension, you will study about some of the part which you might have not done in the earlier class, but you will be doing properties, elasticity. All these things will come into that category. So here properties of bulk matter, then heat and thermodynamics and kinetic theory, that is the behavior of perfect gases, and kinetic theory of gases comprises of 20 marks. And the last one that you have is the oscillations and waves, that is of 10 marks. So altogether if you add, you are getting 70 marks. So this is how the marks distribution is being given for each particular chapter. So now you cannot have, like suppose 3 chapters 23 marks is given, so you cannot have a say that key from this chapter how many 23 marks can be distributed. The way the questioner, the one who is setting the question, it is up to them how they set the question paper, but then again you will be getting questions from all over. Okay, so this is the general pattern. The next is then the question paper. When you do with the question paper for class 11, you have 70 marks, and in 70 marks you have got the distribution as for the first 1 to 12, that is question 1. Question 1 carries 12 marks. Question 1 carries 12 marks. Okay, now when it carries 12 marks, in this you will be given out of 12 marks, there will be out of 12 marks, just let me give you an idea. There is 1, 2, I'll write here 1 to 12, question 1 carries 12 marks. So in this there will be 5 questions MCQ, multiple choice questions, and 7 questions will be short question, means you have to answer the question in one line like that. So altogether 5 plus 7, 12. So a 12 question, 1 is of 12 marks, 5 is multiple choice question, and 7 is 1 marks question. Then from question number 2 to 12, question number 2 to 12, it will carry 2 marks. It will carry 2 marks, and in 2 of the question you will get the options. You will find the option in 2 of the question. That is question 1 will be of 12 marks, all compulsory. Question 2 to 12, 2 marks, and in this case you will find 2 internal choices. Okay. Then question number 3 to 19. 3 to question number 3 to 19, it is 3 marks. And And since it is 3 marks, so again here also in 2 of the question you will find there is an internal choice. And question number 20 to 22, it is of 5 marks. And in this case, the 5 marks, the distributions depends upon not necessarily one complete question of 5 marks will come. It may have 2 or parts or 3 parts. It depends upon the person who is setting the question paper. So this way you have the complete distribution of marks, and I've already made you know about the syllabus. Now one thing just I want to share with you all children, that many times you don't see the syllabus and study many things. See, there are 2 things. First thing is your IC exams. The second thing is your competitive examination. For competitive examination, generally you don't have to study things in elaborate. You have to be conceptually very sound, so that you can have a multiple choice question and you can solve those. So what is my point, that when you study physics, be very smart in deciding how to study, because it all depends upon your attitude. And again I will repeat my words, please have a self study. Take out some time for your self-study. Don't keep running whole day here and there for nothing. It will not give you anything. But rather, you sit in one place, take one book and then read it properly. Have the habit of reading the books. It will really help you. And for other things where you are not able to understand, we all are there for your help. And particularly in physics, I am there for your help. So whenever you need. So thank you for this wonderful interactions. So next when we meet, we will meet with our topics. Thank you.